Hey, how you doing there, my dear friends? Oh, so good to see you. It's Dan. I'm live in Lake Susie, beautiful, beautiful lake. So people say to me, where in the world is Lake Susie, Florida? Get on Interstate 75, go south. When you get to the Kings Highway exit, close your eyes, tap your heels together 3 times, and you'll be in Lake Susie. Hey, here's a little thought I have for you. There's a mistake that we can make. It's a very simple mistake to fall into. It's easy to fall into this. Here's the mistake. We can allow relatively small things in our lives to take on too much importance. We give them too much. Sometimes a phrase that's used to describe this is we can major in the minors. Major in the minors. Here, think of it this way. There are some things that they may have to be taken care of. They may have some significance, sure. They may have a measure of importance or maybe even some urgency. You might say there's a bit of urgency to this. But some of these things, in the big picture, in the sense of long-term significance, these things are often not really a real big deal. And yet, these relatively small things, sometimes they get more time, they get more attention, they get more worry. We burn more calories dealing with these things than they really deserve. And so, again, the mistake is majoring in minors, and therefore the correction is that we want to major in the major things of life. In other words, we want to make sure that our greatest time, our greatest efforts, our greatest attention, our best energy goes towards those things that are really important. That makes sense, right? That makes perfect sense, of course. So, in order to keep the minor things in their proper perspective, it isn't always easy to do. And for that matter, in order to keep the major things in their rightful place, we have to have clarity. We have to be very clear on what's really important. And so I ask you, what's really important? Do you know? Like in this world that we live in, what's really important? In your life, what's really important? What's of great importance in your life? Are you clear on this matter? Now, I think we have to all answer these questions and wrestle with this in a very first-hand and personal way, because we're going to have to live with our answers to those questions. However, I want to give you a question that Jesus posed a long time ago. Jesus posed this question, and it's really intended to help us think about and identify and deal with what's really important. Think of this as advice and help from Jesus. This is what he said. Here's the question he asked. This is recorded, by the way, this is in the book of Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8, verse 36. And Jesus put it this way: what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and yet forfeit his soul? Hey, friends, in the busyness of life, let's be careful not to forfeit our souls.